This is The Morning Shift.
You know what, I'm super excited about this chat. It has been a few years since I've had this man sitting opposite me, being able to have this conversation. So Shifters, I'm welcoming into the studio the man, formerly known as The Beast. Not sure if you're still going under The Beast when it comes to boxing, but it is Manu Vatuvei. Kia ora,
Kia ora,
Manu.
brother. Thanks for having me, man.
Nah, bro, absolute pleasure to have you in. Exciting news, and we'll get this part through first. We have Battle of the Clubs, Northland, presented by 138 Promotions. It is rugby clubs fighting for 10K prize, growing their passion back into grassroots level. And you have drawn up, or you are ready to take on former Northland captain, ex-Blues player, Whangare's finest, Matt Matich, who has been in the ring before, as have you. So it's exciting to have you in here to talk about that, but then also about your mahi and what you've been up to recently.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty exciting. It's something that I've been never knew it was going to happen. But you know, God's plan. I just got to get back into it now and been approached to do a few fights and this is part of it.
Yeah, it's interesting you should say God's plan, because as a man who doesn't particularly, for me personally, religion's never been a big part of my life, but I look admirably at people where religion is, and when you say the words God plan, to me that feels like putting your journey, it's not necessarily entirely in your hands. It's living a good life, but also and seeing where that leads to. And God's plan for you has led you into this exciting event. But what are you like? What are you doing? Like what's the thing that is keeping you going in the meantime?
A lot of this has come from, you know, all my past stuff, and you know, now I'm at a place of working with BBM, and Dave Latelli is giving me a second chance and an opportunity to rebuild back. But yeah, this is part of a motivation for myself to, you know, prove to people that you can bounce back, no matter where you come from, especially with the people that I deal with at BBM. You know, a lot of people has already given up with life, you know, gained too much weight and look at their health and they think that's the end of it. But, you know, there's always something that you can still fight for and keep building from there.
I want to talk to you about your past, because I feel like there are people who will be a part of your journey, and some that would have jumped off after your Warriors career, and then some would have seen the arrest, and some would have seen the court case, and then some would have seen you with Butterbean and the motivation and helping the community, and some would have. So people will be jumping on and jumping off. How comfortable are you now talking about what you've been through?
Oh, really comfortable. I think I've shared a lot about like what I went through, especially my time inside and how I got myself there. So you know, I've dealt with it now, and I've taken accountability on my actions, and now it's just a rebuild and show that I can bounce back. And you know, if I can do it, anyone can do it. You know what I mean? And that's the path I want to take.
I love that. It's like and it's your journey, right? It's your journey, and you know where you're at with the building blocks. When you say helping others to achieve, that's what BBM is all about, right? It's all about having living examples of people who have been on the other side, who have come back and are doing things right by their whānau, by what they are into now. And so for you, there's a natural synergy there that you're able to tell your story, but also give people a chance to push.
Yeah, definitely. Especially our young ones. You know, with our elders and all the adults there, it's really good to kind of you know, help them out and you know, teach their young ones. And you know, they bring their kids into, and that's what I love, because you know they're the next generation, and that's how I love when people do that. So you know, at BBM, you know, that's part of our values to never judge anyone. You know, always surround yourself with positive people and just no excuses in that. So it's just something I've loved and I've enjoyed ever since.
I'm going to ask you another question about the idea behind the lowest of lows.
Yeah.
Because I imagine this is a story that is now extremely valuable for you to have hit that low of low, because you're able to use it as an example, a sounding board for other people who might feel like they've hit their low. Is there a story in particular? Is there a moment that you're able to bring out to people and say, I knew, and this was my hardest and toughest time, and this is where I was at? do you have a memory, a core sort of go-to spot to be able to tell people, look, you can do it too? What was that memory?
You know what, the hardest moment that I still remember that keeps me going and keeps me on the right track is the day I got raided, and not because my house got raided, is because my parents was there. For me to do that at the house that we were living in was the hardest, and then it's one of those memories that I don't want to have anymore. It's hard to talk about. That's the only part that I hate talking about. Everything else I'm sweet, but it gets really hard when I talk about that part because anything to do with my parents. My parents sacrificed a lot to come to New Zealand and give us a better life, and I did achieve that, giving them a better life with making the Warriors and all that and stuff. But for me to fall from that and go to my darkest moments, it was pretty hard. But now I'm just trying to rebuild that and give my last name a better name, because I kind of tarnished that a bit. So yeah,
I hear you, and thank you for going there, because like I haven't. I said to you earlier, I was like, bro. Yeah. Last time I saw you, I was emceeing on the sideline. You were running the wings. Like, it was crazy. And I kept in touch with your story, but I think from afar was cheering you on, but like knowing you would have people messaging you from both sides. But yeah. Your story is a story of triumph, and I applaud you for that strength, and also applaud you for hitting that space again that you did say it's hard to talk about, because I imagine it would be. You're going to need more strength again, though, because you're getting back in the ring. There's something about rugby league players and throwing straight rights, bro. Like, I'm like, does it scare you at all or nah?
Nah, it doesn't. I'm just nervous, but I'm never scared. I'm never scared. And, all these big boys say they never take a backward step, and I'm one of them too. So, I've always been someone that likes pain, and like, I've done a few trainings now and being staying in shape.
You are in shape, boy. I swear, when you walked in, I was like, bro, you wouldn't have gained much weight since coming off the wing. You probably lost.
Nah,
same.
Similar.
Yeah.
But there's a story before I went inside. I was almost 150.
Really?
Yeah, almost 150.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never saw that you. I
think it's because of my height.
Yeah.
Like it hides it a little bit. But you can tell by my face, and if I took my top off, you can see a pot belly. But it was hard. And then when I was inside, I started training.
Yeah.
And then I came out, and then when I got into the space of working with BBM, everything that I preach, I got to live it myself.
Totally.
So I'm one of those people that if someone tells me to do something, they better be able to do it too.
Yeah.
So, everything I give our members, I got to make sure I can do it too. So I don't want to give them something that I can't do. So I've always been that type of person. So, if I preach something, I got to do it myself. So now it's just one of those things that has gotten me back into shape again, is doing this boxing. And I've been training hard with Dave and having a few sparring sessions. I've got a bit of a mark on my face from our sparring. Yeah. From our sparring. So it's been good training hard for it, and just have that have something to work towards.
This may not even make the podcast, but it is a fascinating question from me. When you go inside and there are programs to help rehabilitate, was it easy for you to find that? And what was it like being a former warrior, a dude who, like, you're immortalized in the Kiwi jersey, like you are the guy? What's it like going into prison where you are just like run of the mill kind of thing? Like, what is that experience like?
Yeah, at the start, like, it's just like everyone just giving you shit.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? But it's a bit of banter.
Bit of banter. You know what I mean? So. I had my brother in there too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So my brother's been in and out of prison since his 20s,
right?
And I've told the story. Like, me and my brother hardly hung out because I was real busy with my career, and he was busy doing his stuff. And then he was in and out of prison, so it was hard for us to kind of hang out. So, but being in prison was the first time we've ever been together for a long time,
Wow.
for amount of time. So that was a little bit of a blessing. But at
Do you
the end
hang
of
out
the day,
now outside of prison?
He's still inside.
He's still inside, right?
He's still inside.
Do you feel like there's a moment there when he gets out this time that you can put him under your wing and
Yeah, definitely.
run it straight? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. My brother's kept me out of trouble from a young age because he's been through all the gangs and all that stuff. But he's kept me on the right track. He's one of those guys that never wanted me to go down that path. But yeah, it happened, and he was upset about it. And it's one thing that he regrets. And then hopefully this a wake up call for himself to kind of change, because he's becoming an old man now, and
That's it. That's it.
he's got heaps of grandkids now,
Yeah.
and got kids and stuff to look forward to spend time with, and my parents are still here, so we are blessed to still have our parents. So
Yeah.
now it's just time to put our good shoes on and keep
best foot
moving
forward.
best
Yeah.
foot forward, brother, all the time. So
Oh, that's cool,
pretty
man.
hard, yeah.
Younger or older brother?
older brother,
By how much?
he's 53 this year,
So a
54,
couple years.
and I'm 40.
Yeah. So okay. So he had
14
yeah,
years.
you got it. Yeah, 14 years.
Yeah, 14
I got an older
years.
brother, same situation. So has been in and out of prison.
Yeah.
But he's only a year older and done the same thing for me. Been like,
Yeah,
keeps you out of trouble,
Yeah.
and would be gutted if I ended up
If you ended up, yeah.
doing the same thing. So I can resonate on that level. Talk me now about the boxing, because I need to make sure we get all the plugs in. It's August 29th at McKay Stadium, Whangarei. Tickets and tables available from your link and bio today. Limited seats. If they can't be there, then you can actually watch it also live on CSN, and we'll stick the link for people to actually watch this fight, csn.watch. We'll stick that in our bio as well so you can check it out.
Sweet.
But Whangarei, they breed him tough up north, bro. Matt Matich, have you seen him fight? Are we looking at some things here, or is it literally just you just?
Yeah, I've seen one of his fights. I was there at one of the shows at BX9 that happened just a month ago down in Event Finder down in North Shore, and I went and watched. Yeah, he was all good. I never take my opponents lightly, as always, because anything can happen on the ring. You know what I mean? You can get that one lucky shot, and then it's all over. But
Do you love it? Do you
I
love
love
getting
it,
in the
bro.
ring?
Yeah, I love it.
That look, bro. That's that look that I've seen before. Like I've been standing on the sideline, and there's one more person in front of you, and then there's a trial line. There's that same look. It's like, I love it. How? Like,
bro.
is there no intimidation? Is it just the idea of sport, competing? I've got enough in the kitty to be able to pull out what it is. Like, what is
Yeah,
it?
it's
in
just
boxing?
it's just I think being in the game, I miss the game, and I got to find something that gives me the same drive and it's that same feeling all the time. So, boxing is one of them. I think I kind of stopped for a little bit after my last fight, and then just had that itchy feeling. I had the same with league, and I went back and played for OTR Scorpions and dislocated my shoulder. So I was like, yep, that's enough.
Yeah.
I got to find something else now. So I got approached from some guys in Oz to do some stuff with them, and I'm with them at the moment. So these guys reached out and thought I'll give this a little dab again.
Give it a dab.
Yeah.
Good man. I mean, it's part of the journey, right?
Yeah,
It's part of the
journey.
rebuild, part of the
Yeah,
journey.
yeah.
I think just before I let you go, I have a massive amounts of admiration for what BBM does. Brown Butterbean to me is a guy who's in the community getting his hands dirty, and I know that you're a part of that as well. And I think what you guys do, like we can sit here and make podcasts and get to travel the world by doing it. We try our hardest to be giving back to the community, but there's something so, I don't know, pure and real and hardworking about what it is you guys are creating out south, bro. And I think for me to be able to, I don't know how I can help or how I can spread the message, but I feel like there are so many things happening amongst our community and working for us that people kind of hear but never quite make it onto the mainstream news or never quite make it onto that. So I think from all of us here at the Morning Shift, to you and your whānau and everyone who are working with BBM, we have nothing but admiration for you guys. And in any way we can help, we would love to do more.
Awesome, bro. No, that's much appreciated because you know, there are times that are really tough, you know, with all our food shares and all that. But, you know, Dave's been working his heart out just to keep things running. And,
Totally.
you know, for us trainers and everyone that's working for him, you know, we just do our job. And, you know, if we can put smiles on people's faces or, you know, the people that walk through our doors, that's all that matters to us. And, you know, they come in feeling down and then they leave feeling good. And that's all that matters. So, you know, to everyone that out there, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot, especially for you guys. I love your guys' content. Always watch you guys all the time. It's just...
Bro, sometimes it feels like we're sitting here doing nothing. We're just mates just talking.
Just having a chat.
Yeah. But Dave Vitale, there was a great interview that came out recently where Dave was asked whether he'd get into politics, and he goes, then who's going to do all the mahi here? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not my thing. I just want us to be working together. I was like, oh, that is a man driven by his heart that is doing everything for the right reasons. And sure, there may be some views that he said that you might disagree with, but you cannot disagree with his mahi. Like,
yeah, because he's there for the people, and
Yeah.
if there's something that someone comes to him and he thinks they're not heard, he'll make sure that they're heard. So
Yeah.
you know, through his through him, so he's a one-on guy to light that fire, and
That's it.
you know, people are pretty scared sometimes, but he does. So
Yeah.
you know, that's
Well, he hits it
that's
with
the only
facts.
time they'll listen to people.
Totally.
People listen to the people that are out there crying for help. So,
Totally.
yeah,
And sometimes the stuff that he's going to say is going to hurt
it's gonna hurt.
to hear, but it's generally coming from a place that, you know, is a good place.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can't disagree with it. Something else I like as well is obviously this battle of the clubs. It's bringing the love back to your club and you being a part of this. It's going to be awesome. Happening once again, I'll give you the date so everyone's aware. August 29th. Mackay Stadium in Whangarei. You're going into the house of Matich, man. This is going to be...
Yeah, no, it's going to be hard. It's going to
You'll be the outsider,
big. Yeah,
brother.
I'm the outsider.
I love that. You can get tickets and tables available right now if you go to Manu's bio, and I'm guessing that's on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Instagram.
and then we can go there. We'll link to the tickets as well, bro. But
Awesome, bro.
nothing but love and absolutely sitting back, cheering for you and your corner on this rebuild. It's a champion story, brother.
Thank you,
And
bro.
we'll talk about it for years to come.
For sure. Thank you.
This is The Shift. The Shift.
Go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
The Morning Shift.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
The Shift.
I love it.
This is The Shift.